A new research paper co-authored by top Wall Street economists, academics, and a former Fed official asks a critical question. Should the Fed just shut up when it comes to telling the market when it will raise interest rates? This 100-page paper, it was delivered at the Chicago Booth School's Monetary Policy Conference. They meet every year in New York. It pretty much says that. It says the Fed should stop telling markets when it will raise interest rates and focus instead on economic data. Stop talking about when or how many times in a given year it will hike. The paper says this leads to more market volatility and to worse economic outcomes. And it blames the market and, in fact, the financial media for focusing too much on time and not enough on data. It raises the question about whether the Fed should get rid of the dots or their forecast for future Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. But top Fed officials they were in the audience, they're pushing back. Fed Governor Jay Powell, he spoke at the conference. He said, quote, "I'm not convinced. My own judgments differ in significant respects from those described in the paper." San Francisco Fed President John Williams also said he was not convinced, quote, by this evidence that time-based guidance leads to bad outcomes. Fed officials right now are looking for the right language to guide the markets in this era of potential rate hikes when, in fact, the market is forecasting none at all. But the early response to this paper says the Fed will keep forecasting and talking about when it will hike, but dependent on the data. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Steve Liesman in New York.